Jai Vansva Paramamsa Paribrajagachaja Sutta Sadasma Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Prabhupada Ki Jai Ananda Kodi Osnamindi Ki Jai Namacharya Srila Vilas Thakur Ki Jai Prem Se Kaho Sri Krishna Chaitanya Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasari Gaura Bhakti Vrinda Ki Jai Sri Radha Krishna Gaura Sam Kund Radha Kundi Ki Jai Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai Navadip Dham Ki Jai Ganga Mai Ki Jai Yamuna Mai Ki Jai Tulsi Devi Ki Jai Bhakti Devi Ki Jai Navadip Bhakti Vrinda Ki Jai. All glories to the Asmi. All glories to the Asmi. All glories to the Asmi. Thank you very much. Page 156.
Gradually, step by step, with full conviction, one should become situated in trance by means of intelligence. Thus the mind should be fixed on the self alone. It should think of nothing else.
Yeah. The self, the mind should be fixed in self. We are self, and Krishna is also self. So, just like if you fixed up your eyes on the sun, then you can see the sun and yourself also. Sometimes in dense darkness, we cannot see ourselves also. That you have experienced. So, I cannot see my body in dense darkness. Although body is with me, I am the body or I am whatever I am, I cannot see myself. That you have got experience. So, if you are in the sunlight, then you see the sun as well as yourself. Is it not? Therefore, to see the self means, first of all, see the Supreme Self. The Supreme Self is Krishna. And the Vedas, it is said, Kathopanishad, Nitya Nityanam Chetanas Chetananam. The Supreme Self is the chief eternal of all eternals. He is the chief living being of all living beings. So this Krishna consciousness movement means to fix up in self. To the same example, if you fix up your mind in Krishna, then you can fix up your mind in everything. The same example again, if you take care of your stomach, then you take care of all the bodily limbs. If your stomach is supplied nice nutritious food, the stomach is clear of all disturbances, then you keep good health. So, if you pour water in the root of the tree, then you take care of all the branches, leaves, flowers, twigs, everything, automatically. So if you take care of Krishna, then you do the best service to all others, automatically. These boys, they are going with Kirtan party. because they are Krishna conscious. It is not that they are sitting idly in this temple. They are going outside, preaching this philosophy so that others may take advantage of it. So a Krishna conscious person cannot sit idly. He thinks that such a nice philosophy of life, why it should not be distributed? That is his mission. A yogi may be satisfied with his own elevation. He is sitting in a secluded place, practicing yoga, elevating himself to transcendental life. That is his personal concern. But a devotee is not satisfied simply elevating his self, his personal. We offer our respect to the Vaishnavas. Vancha kalpatarubhascha kripa sindhu bhayevacha patitanam pavanebhya vaishnavebhya namo namo. Vaishnav is he, devotee is he, who is very compassionate to these conditioned soul. Kripa sindhu bhayevacha. Kripa means mercy, and sindhu means ocean. A devotee is ocean of mercy. He wants to distribute the mercy. Just like Lord Jesus Christ, he was God conscious, Krishna conscious, but he was not satisfied in himself. If he would have continued his God consciousness alone, he would not have met crucifixion. But no, he wants to take care of others also. The others should be God conscious. Others should be Krishna conscious. He was forbidden by the king not to do that. So at the risk of his life, he did it. That is the nature of devotee. Therefore, the preacher devotee is the most dearest devotee of Lord. That is stated in the Bhagavatam. They are going outside, they are preaching, then meeting opposing elements. Sometimes they are defeated, sometimes disappointed, sometimes able to convince. There are different kinds of people. So, not that every devotee is very well equipped. There are 3 classes of devotees also. But that endeavor, that I shall go and preach Krishna consciousness, is the best service to the Lord. Because they are trying in opposition to elevate people to the highest standard of self-realization. So one who has seen, one who is in trance of self-realization, he cannot sit idly. He must come out. He, just like Ramanujacharya, he declared the mantra publicly. His spiritual master said that this mantra, just like that Maharshi came in your country, he wanted to give some private mantra. If that mantra has any power, why it should be private? If at all the mantra has any, why not it should be publicly declared so that everyone can take advantage of that mantra? That is real. It is cheating. You see. So here is no cheating process. We say that this Mahamantra can save you, we are distributing publicly. No confidence. Free, without any charge. But people are so fools, they are not prepared to take this. They will hanker after that mantra, after Maharshi. Pay $35 and take some private mantra. You see? So people want to be cheated. And here, Hare Krishna mantra, these people are preaching without any charge, declaring in the street, park, everywhere, come on, take it. No, this is not good. This is Maya. This is called illusion. This is spell of Maya. And if you charge something, if you bluff, if you cheat, people will follow. सच्चा बोले तो मारे लट्ठा झूठा जगत भुलाए धन कली जो दुख लगे हंस पाए. This is a Hindi verse by one devotee, that this Kali Yuga is so abominable that if you speak truth, then people will come with some rod to beat you. But if you cheat them, bluff them, they will be bewildered. They will like it. If I say I am God, people will say, oh, yes, Swami is God. They won't inquire how you have become God. What is the symptom of God? Have you got all these symptoms? And nobody inquires. So, these things happen unless one is not fixed up in the self, unless one does not understand what is real self, unless one does not understand what is super self. So, yoga means to understand this self-realizing process. That is yoga. Go on.
Verse 26. From whatever and wherever the mind wanders, due to its flickering and unsteady nature, one must certainly withdraw it and bring it back under the control of the self.
This is the process. This is yoga system. Suppose you are trying to concentrate your mind on Krishna and your mind is diverted, going somewhere in some cinema house. So you should withdraw, or not there, please here. This is practice of yoga. Not to allow the mind to go away from Krishna. If you can practice this simply, don't allow your mind to go away from Krishna. And because we cannot fix our mind sitting in one place in Krishna, that requires very high training. To sit down in a place and always fix up in Krishna, the mind, that is not very easy job. One who is not practiced to it, if he simply imitates, then he will be confused. We have to engage ourselves always in Krishna consciousness. Everything we do must be dovetailed in Krishna. Our usual activities should be so molded that it has to do everything for Krishna. Then your mind will be fixed up in Krishna. Artificially, when you are not advanced, if you try to fix up our mind in Krishna, that yoga practice as it is recommended here, that you will have to sit down in this way, straight, you have to concentrate your eyes, sight on the tip of the nose in a secluded, sacred place. But where are these chances? At the present moment, where is the chance of all these facilities? Therefore, this is the only method that you chant loudly and hear. Hare Krishna. If your mind is in other things, it will be forced to concentrate on the sound, vibration, Krishna. You haven't got to withdraw your mind from others, automatically will be withdrawn. Because the sound is there. Just like the motor car sound is going on, automatically our attention is diverted there. Similarly, if we chant Krishna, so automatically my mind will be fixed up. Otherwise, I am accustomed to fix up my mind in so many things. So yoga practice means to withdraw the mind and again fix up in Krishna. So this vibration of chanting automatically helps us in that yoga practice. Go on.
Report. Nature of the mind is flickering and unsteady, but a self-realized yogi has to control the mind. The mind should not control him.
Yes, that is the yoga success. At the present moment, the mind is controlling me. Godas. Mind is dictating me that, please, why not see that beautiful, nice girl, I go into. Why not drink that nice liquor? Yes. Why not smoke this nice cigarette? Yes. Why not go to the restaurant? Nice. Why not do this? So many things mind is dictating. And we are falling. So this present stage is, I am controlled by the mind. The material life means one is controlled by the mind or by the senses. Mind is the center of all senses. So, to become controlled by the mind means to be controlled by the senses. Senses are subordinate assistants to the master mind. Master mind dictates, go and see that. My eye sees. Therefore my eyes, the sense eye, is under the direction of the mind. My legs go. Therefore my sense organ, the leg, is under the direction of the mind. So, to become under the direction of the mind means to become under the direction of the senses. So if you can control the mind, then you will not be under the control of the senses. So, one who is under the control of the senses, he is Go Das. Go means senses, and Das means servant. And one who is master of the senses, he is Goswami. Swami means master, and Go means sense. You have seen the Goswami title. The Goswami title means one who is the master of the sense. One who is not the servant of the sense. So long one is servant of the senses, he cannot be called a Goswami or Swami. Swami or Goswami, the same thing. Means one who is the master of the sense. So unless one is not master of the senses, he is accepting this title of Swami and Goswami is cheating. One must be master of this sense. That is defined by Rupa Goswami. Rupa Goswami. They were ministers. When they were ministers, they were not Goswami. But when they become disciples of Lord Chaitanya, Sanatana Goswami, Rupa Goswami, and was trained by him, they became Goswami. So Goswami is not a hereditary title. It is a qualification under the direction of spiritual master. One who attains perfection in controlling the senses, he is called Swami or Goswami. So one has to become Swami, a Goswami. Then he can become spiritual master. Without being Swami or master of the senses, to become a spiritual master is bogus. That is also defined by Rupa Goswami. He says, Vacha Vegam, Krodha Vegam, Manasa Vegam, Jivha Vegam, Udara Vegam, Upastha Vegam, Etan Vegan, Visayeta Dhira, Prithiving Sasishyat. He says, there are 6 impetus pushing Begam. Pushing Begam, you can understand, just as you are called by nature, you have to go to the toilet room. You cannot check. You have to answer. That is called Begam, pushing. So, there are 6 Begam pushing. What is that? Vacha Begam. Begam, the pushing of talking, unnecessarily talking, that is called pushing of the talks. Krodha Vegam, there is sometimes pushing of the anger. If I am very much angry, I cannot check myself. I do something which I ought not to do. Sometimes in anger, kills his own man. This is called Begam, pushing. So, pushing of the talking, pushing of the anger, and similarly pushing of the mind. The mind dictates, you must go at once, there, immediately. The pushing of the talking, pushing of the mind, pushing of the anger, then Jivha Vegam. Jivha Vegam means tongue. I want to taste such nice thing. Some sweet balls or something else which I like very much. Then one has to control this. One has to control his talking, unnecessary. One has to control his mind, dictation on mind. The yoga practice only on the mind. But our Krishna conscious practitioner, except mind, there are so many other things. There's anger, tongue, then Jivha Vegam, then Udara Vegam. From tongue, come little down. Udara means belly. The belly is already filled up. Still, I want to fill it more. That is called Begam, pushing of the belly. And when there are so much pushing of the tongue and pushing of the belly, the next underneath the genital, there is force of the genital. then I require some sex. If I eat more, if I use my tongue unnecessarily, if I allow my mind to do anything and everything, then I cannot check my genital also. There will be sex urge, which I cannot check. In this way, there are so many pushings. Rupa Goswami says, one who has control over all this pushing machine, he can become spiritual master. Not that spiritual master is manufactured. One has to learn this. How to check the pushing of these things. Etan vegan ja vishayeta dhira. One who can control over this pushing and remains dhira, steady, prithiving sasisya, he can make disciples all over the world. Open. Yes. So, everything depends on training. That is yoga system. Yoga means, the whole yoga system means training. Our senses, our mind, our these, there are so many things. Right? Then we are fixed up in the self. Do you think that simply by 15 minutes meditation we realize and do all nonsense all the day? No. It requires training. You are going to solve the problems of life and you want to do it very cheap? No, then you will be cheated. You have to pay for it. If you want the nicest thing, then you have to pay for it. But by the grace of Lord Chaitanya, the payment has been made very easy. Chant Hare Krishna. Everything becomes very easy. All this controlling system, perfection of yoga system becomes very easy. That is the mercy of Lord Chaitanya. Yaha haite sarva siddhi haive tama. Lord Chaitanya has blessed that if you follow this principle, chanting, then you get all the perfection of self-realization. That is a fact. So for this age, when people are so much fallen, no other process will be successful. This process is the only process. It is very easy and sublime and effective and practical, and one can realize oneself. Prattakham avavagam dharmam. In the Bhagavad Gita, it is said that you can practically experience. In other system, you do not practically experience how far you are making progress. But this system, if you follow for a few days, you realize, yes, I am making progress. Just like if you eat, you understand that your hunger is satisfied. Similarly, actually, if you follow this principle of Krishna consciousness movement, you will see yourself that you are advancing in the matter of self-realization. Go on.
One who controls the mind, therefore the senses as well, is called Goswami. And one who is controlled by the mind is called Buddhasa, or the servant of the senses. The Goswami knows the standard of sense happiness. In transcendental sense happiness, the senses are engaged in the service of Rishikesha, the supreme owner of the senses, Krishna. Serving Krishna with purified senses is called Krishna consciousness. That is the way of bringing the senses under full control. What is more, that is the highest perfection of yoga practice.
Yeah.
Verse 27. The yogi whose mind is fixed on me verily attains the highest happiness. By virtue of his identity with Brahman, he is liberated. His mind is peaceful. His passions are quieted. And he is free from sin. 28. Steady in the self, being freed from all material contamination, the yogi achieves the highest perfectional stage of happiness, in touch with the Supreme.
So here is the perfection, the yogi whose mind is fixed on me. Me means Krishna. Krishna is speaking. If I am speaking, give me a glass of water. It does not mean that the water should be supplied to somebody else. Similarly, the Bhagavad Gita is being spoken by Lord Krishna, and he says me. Me means Krishna. This is clear understanding. But there are many commentators, they deviate from Krishna. I do not know why. That is their nefarious motive. No, me means Krishna. So, Krishna conscious person is always in yoga trance.
Verse 29. The true yogi observes me in all beings, and also sees every being in me. Indeed, the self-realized man sees me everywhere.
Yes. Now, a true yogi observes me in all beings. How you can see, they interpret that all beings are Krishna. So therefore there is no use of worshipping Krishna separately. They take therefore to the humanitarian activities. They say this is better. Why Krishna shall be worshipped? Krishna says that one should see in every being Krishna. So let us serve, but they do not know the techniques. That requires training under bona fide spiritual master. This, a true yogi observes me in all beings. A true yogi, devotee, just like these devotees are going to preach Krishna consciousness outside. Why? They see Krishna in all beings. How? Because they see that all beings are part and parcel of Krishna. They are under forgetfulness of Krishna. So, let us awake them to Krishna consciousness. A devotee sees others who is not in Krishna consciousness. Just like sometimes some missionary activities are there to give education to the uneducated community. Why? Because they see they are human beings. They should be educated. They should know the value of life. That is their sympathy. Here also the same thing, that everyone should know that he is part and parcel of Krishna. Forgetting this consciousness is suffering. That is to see Krishna in every being. Not that every being has become Krishna. Don't see like that, then you will be mistaken. Every being is just like if I see somebody that this boy is the son of such and such gentleman, that means I see such and such gentleman in this boy. Is it clear? If I see every living being is son of God or Krishna, then that means I see God in every being. Is there any difficulty to understand?
Is this an association or is this a vision?
No, this is a fact. It is not an association or vision, this is a fact. When you see a cat, when you see a dog, you see in Krishna in him. Why? You know that here is a cat, living being. He, by his deeds, past deed, he has got this body, cat, forgetfulness. So, let me help this cat, give it some Krishna prasadam, so that in someday he will come to Krishna consciousness. This is to see in him Krishna. Not that, here is Krishna, let me embrace this cat. This is nonsense. Here is a tiger, here is Krishna, come on, please eat me. This is ISKCON. You should take sympathy with every living being that he is part and parcel of Krishna. Vanchakalpatarubhascha kripasindubhaivacha. Not that he shall embrace him. Come on, Krishna. So, the true yogi observes me in all beings. This is the seeing. Why you are welcoming these children? Because he is part and parcel of Krishna. We are giving them chance to, as much as possible, to take part in the kirtan, to taste the prasadam. That child who comes, imitates like this, don't think that it is going in vain. Something done in Krishna consciousness, knowing or not knowing, it will have its effect. These children who are bowing down or trying to vibrate Krishna or clap, these things are being accumulated in bank account of Krishna consciousness. Just like if the child touches this fire, it will act. It will not excuse the child that, he is child, he does not know. The fire will act. Similarly, if Krishna is the Supreme Spirit, a child who may take part in it, Krishna will act. He may know it or do not know it. It doesn't matter. Because Krishna is there. So it is so nice. Therefore, every living being should be given chance. These boys are inviting outsider, come on, this love feast. What is the idea? The idea is let them come. Take little prasadam and it will act someday in Krishna consciousness. It will act. So that is their propaganda. They are seeing everyone. Krishna, they are seeing Krishna in everyone, in that way. Not that everyone is Krishna. Don't make this mistake. Krishna is all pervading. Why in this human being? He is there in the atom also. Annantarastham paramanu chayantarastham. You'll find in the Brahma Samhita. Paramanu means atom. So he is there within the atom also. Why not every living being? You should have that knowledge. So, the true yogi observes me in all beings. and also sees every being in me. How? In me. Because everything what you see, that is Krishna. You are sitting on this floor, so you are sitting on Krishna. You are sitting on this carpet, you are sitting on Krishna. You should know it. How this carpet is Krishna? Because carpet is made of Krishna's energy. There are different kinds of parasa shakti vibudhaiva sriyate. The Supreme Lord has various energies. Out of those various energies, that three divisions are primary: material energy, spiritual energy and marginal energy. We living entities, we are marginal energy. The whole material world is material energy. And there is spiritual energy, the spiritual world, and we are marginal. So we are sitting either in the material energy. Marginal means this way or that way. You can become in spiritual or you become material. No third alternative. Either you become materialistic or become spiritualist. So long we are in the material world, we are sitting on the material energy, therefore we are sitting in Krishna. Because energy is not separated from Krishna. Just like this light, this flame, there is heat and there is illumination, the two energies. The heat is not separated from the fire and the illumination is not separated from the fire. Therefore, in one sense, the heat is also fire, the illumination is also fire. Similarly, this material energy is also Krishna. So, we are thinking that we are sitting on this floor, but actually we are sitting in Krishna. This is philosophy. So, and also sees everything, every being in me. Indeed, the self-realized man sees me everywhere. That is seeing everywhere. To see every being, everything in relationship with Krishna, that means you see Krishna everywhere. As it is taught in the Bhagavad Gita, Rasoham ISKCONNVCC. I am the taste of water. Why water is drunk? By all living entities. The animals, the birds, the beasts, the man, human being, everyone drinks water. Therefore water is needed so much. And Krishna has talked water so much. You see, water is needed so much. For agriculture, for washing, for drinking. And so, if one does not get a glass of water in due time, he dies. That experience one who has got in the war field, how much valuable is water, they can understand. In fighting, when they become thirsty and there is no water, they die. So, why water is so valuable? Because there is nice taste. You are so much thirsty, you drink one sip of water, thank God. So Krishna says, that taste I am. That life-giving taste of water, I am. Krishna says. So if you have learned this philosophy, whenever you drink water, you see Krishna. And when do you not drink water? This is Krishna consciousness. Rasoham ISKCONNVCC. Prabhasmi Sasisurja. I am the light of the sun and the moon. So either in the night or in daytime, you have to see either sunlight or moonlight. So how can you forget Krishna? Either you drink water, or see the sunlight, or see the moonlight, or hear some sound. Sabdoham ki. There are so many things you have read it in the 4th chapter. How Krishna is all pervading. So one has to see Krishna in that way. Then you get perfection of yoga. Here it is stated. A true yogi observes me in all beings and also sees every being in me. Indeed, the self-realized man sees me everywhere.
Hare Krishna. So we'll have a question answer session. What did Prabhupada talk about the self? And he gave example also. Can you raise your hand and mic will be given to you? You may answer. Yes. Who is providing mic? One devotee could stand here and provide mic for this side,
Hare Krishna.
another at that side.
So Prabhupada was telling about self is to know self is knowing the supreme self. Just like when we see the sun, then we can see ourselves also. But in darkness, we can't see our body because there is no light. So Prabhupada was telling to know ourselves, to first we have to see the supreme self.
Harivo. A part of the verse that Prabhupada quoted in from Kathopanishad, and he gave 2 examples also. Though the examples were from Srimad Bhagavatam, but he began with Kathopanishad verse.
Prabhupada ji quotes a verse Nityo Nityanam Chetana Chetananam, and Prabhupada ji gives 2 examples that if you means Nitya means the supreme self is the supreme, and there is one supreme and all others are jivas, and he is eternal. And Prabhupada ji gives 2 examples that if you fill your belly, then all your bodily parts are get nourished. And if you, another example Srila Prabhupada gives, if you pour water in the root of the tree, then the root and the branches and leaves get nourished. Similarly, if we take Krishna consciousness, then we will do best to the society.
Haribo. So Nityo Nityanam, among all the eternals, Nityanam, one is supreme Nitya, that is Krishna. Similarly, Chetanas Chetananam, among all the conscious being, Chetananam, Chetanaha, one is supremely conscious. We know only about our body, but Krishna knows about all bodies. What is the contrast or difference between a Krishna conscious person and a yogi? Yes, Prabhu. If possible, quote the verse also, 2 examples Prabhupada gave, and the reciprocation from Krishna. Or okay,
the difference between yogi and a devotee or a Vaishnava is, yogi is only concerned with his own sadhana. How can I elevate myself? But in contrast, a Vaishnava, as Prabhupada, as we have prayers, Vancha Kalpa Tarubhescha Kripa Sindhubhevescha. So Vaishnava concerned about the whole world, how all people can elevate themselves to Krishna consciousness.
Haribo. A Vaishnava thinks that's such a nice philosophy of life. Why it should not be distributed? So that is his mission. He preaches to everyone. So what is the reciprocation for such a Vaishnava or preacher from the Lord? Yes, Anuprabhu.
He becomes very dear devotee for Lord.
Harivo. He gave 2 examples in this regard. Which were the two examples? Yes, Purva Gopal Prabhu. Okay, here.
Ramanujacharya example he gave that when he was given mantra, he declared it publicly. Because he thought that if mantra has power, why it should be kept private? It should be declared publicly.
And another example?
One example.
Of Jesus Christ. If he would not have preached, he would have lived longer. He would not have met with crucifixion. But he thought, why better let me give my life and benefit others. Haribo! How people want to be cheated? Yes. Everybody knows how. Yes.
So in America, people, the Prabhupada is distributing free mantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, but people wanted to be cheated and they go to some yogi who gives them some secret mantra.
And he charges also.
Yeah, $35.
$35. Haribo! So Prabhupada said, this is spell of Maya, illusion. If you charge something, if you bluff, if you cheat, people will follow. What a foolish civilization. And in this regard, Prabhupada said one Hindi verse. If you are able to quote it, otherwise the meaning at least. Yes.
Meaning that if someone takes in free, then there is no value, and if it's if someone is giving in free, but there is no value, and उसका कोई value नहीं है. अगर कोई उसका charge ले रहा है तो उसका कोई value.
Something little better. Yes.
Prabhupada is telling that if somebody speaks the truth, then people will beat him. But if somebody tell lie, then people will worship him as God.
Haribo! If he says, I am God, people will say, oh, here is Swamiji, God. They won't inquire how you have become God. What is the symptom of God? Have you got all the symptoms? Nobody inquires. So Prabhupada said then, this is the practice of yoga. What is the practice of yoga and what does it require? Yes.
Yoga means not allowing the mind to go away from Krishna consciousness.
And what does it require?
It requires to control the mind and senses.
It requires high training. Haribo! So what is that training? High training?
Prabhu, controlling the senses.
Could you raise your hand, Miss? Anyway, can't see. Large ocean of Vaishnavas.
Controlling the senses.
Something more? Yes.
Sitting and chanting Hare Krishna.
Correct. Something more?
Under the training of spiritual master, he will know how to practice yoga.
Okay, I will answer. All are correct, but little more. We have to engage ourselves always in Krishna consciousness. Everything we do must be dovetailed in Krishna. Everything, 24 hours, whole life, whatever you do, you have to do it for Krishna only. Haribo! So Prabhupada then afterwards said, how we don't have to, in one sense, we don't have to withdraw our mind in Krishna conscious process. Or what is the way to withdraw mind? What did he say about that? He gave one example also.
Prabhupada say we have to chant loudly Hare Krishna and the sound draws our attention. Just like the motor cars go, our attention drawn to the motor car. Similarly, when we chant loudly Hare Krishna, then our attention drawn to the Krishna.
So yoga practice means to withdraw the mind and again fix up in Krishna. And in that, this sound vibration helps. What is the success of yoga? And in this regard, Prabhupada gave two words, two concepts. Yes. Behind you.
The success of yoga is the yogi is controlling the mind, not the mind is controlled by yogi.
So what concepts, two concepts he gave? Your answer, okay, one Haribol for him. Haribo! Yes. Who will tell? Which two concepts Prabhupada introduced in this regard? Yes, Anupru?
Goswami and Godas.
Haribo! One who controls the mind, he is Goswami, and one who is not able to, he is Godas. So he gave some examples of Godasas or Godas. Example means he told this. Yes, Mataji wants to say.
Prabhupada mentioned that those who are controlled by mind, they are actually getting controlled by their senses, and that's how he said those people are Godasas because they're getting controlled by their senses.
Some examples. We are looking for examples. You are correct. Concept is clear, but examples.
Vacho Vegam.
Where are you?
Here.
Not Vacho Vegam. Okay, here.
Prabhu.
Give him.
Prabhupada mentioned that some people get the push of the mind that why don't you go to the liquor shop, so they go, or why don't you smoke this cigarette, so they will be forced to.
Oh please, why not see that beautiful nice girl? Why not drink that nice liquor? Why not smoke that nice cigarette? Why not go to restaurant? All these are nice things, so why not? So many things mind is dictating and we are following. We are Godasas. Hari Bol! So then Prabhupada talked about Goswami also. Prabhupada said, unless one is not master of the senses, he is accepting this title of Swami and Goswami is cheating. So then he talked about Goswami. Who is a Goswami? And he quoted one Acharya's name and a verse given by him. So who is Goswami? Yes.
Goswami is one who the master of all his senses.
And who is the Acharya who quoted? Who was quoted? No Acharya was quoted. Acharya was quoted. Name of the Acharya.
I don't remember.
Okay, give our Prabhu.
Rupa Goswami.
And which is the verse?
Vacho Vegam Mansa Krodha Vegam.
Haribo! So Prabhupada said how this Rupa Goswami or Sanatana Goswami, who they were and who they became, and in this way he introduced one concept also. Little hard question, difficult question, but let's see who can answer. Yes, give there someone.
Earlier they were ministers, and when they were ministers, they were not called Goswami. And when they were initiated by Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they were called Goswamis.
So what conclusion he drew from that? That is the most important thing, which Prabhupada would stress again and again, especially in India. Yes.
It requires training when they were trained under Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
So what's the thing? Give there behind.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, he told that the title of Goswami is not hereditary.
If you read in NY, Prabhupada stresses, emphasizes like anything, because in India many people think Goswami has to be born in a Goswami family. We are Goswami, title, surname. So it is not like that. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself approved this, that they were not Goswamis earlier, but they were made Goswamis by Mahaprabhu because they followed his instructions sincerely. Then what is one word definition of the word Vegam? And what example did he give? Prabhupada. Yes. Who has the mic? Give somebody around. You only decide because I don't know how to do.
Vegam basically means pushing of the mind.
And what example?
Vacho Vegam Manasa Krodha.
That is verse. Example Prabhupada gave. Yes, Prabhu behind you.
Just like when you get a nature's call, then you are forced to attend it.
Yeah, you have to answer. Hari Bol. You have to answer by going to the toilet room. So how many such pushings are there? What are they? This everybody knows. All Goswamis know here. So one of the Goswamis can answer. Yes.
The pushing, sir, pushing of talk, and Krodha Vegam, pushing of mind, Jiva Vegam, Udara Vegam.
And one remains still.
A force of genitals.
Hari Bol. Prabhupada again contrasted yoga practice with Krishna conscious practice. Yes, it's a little difficult, but our preachers know.
Prabhupada is telling that, but by the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, this controlling business is made easy. Just chant Hare Krishna. And
How Prabhupada contrasted yoga practice with Krishna conscious practice? Question has to be understood. Yes, Raghu Krupa Prabhu.
In yoga practice, they only talk about controlling the mind, pushing of the mind. When Krishna consciousness, we have other Vegas also which has to be controlled.
Yeah, all these six.
Other six.
Senses
Other
get
five.
carried away by all this. Haribo! So who a spiritual master is and who he is not? You decide, you give to somebody quickly.
One who has control over these 6 urges is a spiritual master, otherwise not.
Otherwise not, means something little more. That is true, but something Prabhupada said, because in India how people become spiritual masters, so Prabhupada condemned it through one word, through one line. Yes.
One who has control over all the pushings, he is the spiritual master.
Now that is correct, but who is not then? Or how?
Goswami can make his disciples in all over the world.
Little difficult way. The spiritual master is not that one is manufacturing spiritual master. In India, many people manufacture spiritual master. Oh, he with lambi, dadi and all that. So he is spiritual master. No, he should be able to control his senses, mind and senses. Then only is Goswami. Haribo. So Prabhupada said the whole yoga system means what? One word. Yes.
Training.
Haribo. Training our senses, training our mind, all that. Then we are fixed up in the self. So then Prabhupada said, what yoga practice is not. In a sense, one should be, I don't know how to ask the question, but one should be ready to pay more price.
Some people think that yoga means meditating for 15 minutes. So that is not yoga system actually.
Why it is not?
Because mind will again become restless. One is to engage mind for 20
because you are going to solve the problems of life and you want to do it very cheap? No. Then you will be cheated. You have to pay for it. If you want the nicest thing, then you have to pay for it. So it cannot be just in 15 minutes. Haribo. And then Prabhupada said that this payment is made easier. Who is the one who makes it easy? And what is the way? Okay, the Mataji is here. Behind.
Prabhupada said that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu made this payment easy. Just chant Hare Krishna and then we'll advance.
Haribo! He quoted from Chaitanya Bhagavat, Iha haite sarva siddhi haibe tomar. Just by doing this, you will achieve all perfection in your life. Then you will get all the perfection of self-realization. He said 4 things about this process of Krishna consciousness. And this is toughest question maybe. The beauty of this Krishna conscious process. 4 things. Yeah. Those who have made notes, I think they can answer.
This process is easy.
He is seeing in the notes and he is answering. Okay, chalo, no problem.
Easy, sublime, effective and practical.
Haribo! Practical only Prabhupada explained, but like 5th one, and one can realize oneself, like that. Pratyaksha vagamam dharmyam susukham kartum avyayam. So we can practically experience how we are making advancement. What example did Prabhupada give for this?
Once hunger is satisfied.
Huh?
Hunger.
If basically one is hunger and he takes food, then he will feel satisfied with the hunger.
Yeah, he doesn't have to get certificate from others. He understands I am full now. So similarly, when you practice Krishna consciousness, you can see how you feel satisfied, happy, etc. Haribo. Then Prabhupada said that Prabhupada did not say, in one sense, it was Vishnujan Maharaj reading. What is Krishna consciousness? It was maybe feeble voice. Okay, Mataji's hand is up. It was not Prabhupada said, he was reading. But that is also important.
The verse was Bhagavad Gita 7.8 was they were reading it, and then they said that we should see Krishna in everyone, but not think that he is Krishna. Like
that is little ahead. This is before. Yes, Antartipru.
Serving Krishna with purified senses is Krishna.
Haribo. Rishikena Rishikesha Sevanam Bhakti Ruchyate. So serving Krishna, who is the master of the senses, with our senses, that is called as Krishna consciousness. Then he explained me. Krishna says whatever he says. The yogi who fixes his mind on me. So how did Prabhupada elaborate on me with example? Give one. Aman Prabhu, yes.
Me means myself. It's not me means some other thing he is telling. Like we cannot conclude by when Krishna telling me means he is telling to someone else.
Some example he gave. Yeah, give someone there nearby.
Just like someone asks, please give me one glass water. Then someone gives him water, not someone else.
Similarly, me means?
Myself.
Yeah, me means myself, but in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna uses these words. So me means who?
Krishna.
Krishna. Haribo. So how does, what is the meaning of a yogi observes Krishna in all beings? What it means and what it does not mean? Give someone.
Anybody want to answer?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, who is? Okay, answer.
Yes, so it does not mean that everything is Krishna, like I am Krishna, but it means that everything is Krishna's energy. So then Prabhupada explained the three energies of Krishna: internal, external, and marginal energy.
Somebody else?
Yeah, so
how it is misinterpreted? Let's see. Okay, first, how it is misinterpreted?
It's misinterpreted in the way that everything is Krishna means, but here it's meant by that everything is related to Krishna. Like a son is, if we see sun, so we can see Father in that son. Similarly, we can see in every being Krishna is there because everything is part and parcel of Krishna.
Haribo. So they interpret that all beings are Krishna, so therefore there is no use of worshipping Krishna separately. They take therefore to the humanitarian activities. They say this is better. Why Krishna shall be worshipped? So Krishna says he should be. Krishna says that one should see in every being Krishna, and Prabhupada said that requires something. What is that? One thing it is required. For seeing Krishna every year, what is that one thing you require? Yes, behind.
That required a training under a bona fide spiritual master.
Haribo. So all Prabhupada's words are shastric. He says in 4.34, if you see, they will impart knowledge because they have seen the truth. So what is the truth spiritual master reveals when we do it? Submission, inquiry and service. So that is told in 4.35, by which one can see Krishna in all living beings and know Krishna. They are all mine, Krishna says. They are my parts and parcel. So if one who has approached spiritual master, got trained under him, then he can see all living beings, Krishna in all living beings. So then Prabhupada said how these devotees who do welfare activity by going out and all that, so how do they see others? How do the devotees see others?
They see everyone outside as a part and parcel of Krishna, like even the cat also, and they don't go and embrace it, but they see that they are all children of Krishna. So it's a way of delivering them.
Okay, Haribo. He gave one example for this. Yes.
So Prabhupada ji says, just like we see a boy and we remember his father, similarly when devotees go out and see anyone, they think though he is a part and parcel of Krishna, I should bring it home because he is forgetful of Krishna.
Because we are asking in sequence, and now for you it will be a little difficult to remember the sequence. I have the notes, so it becomes easy for me. A devotee see others who is not in Krishna consciousness, just like sometimes some missionary activities are there to give education to the uneducated community. Why? Because they see they are human beings, they should be educated. Why should they not know the value of life? They should know the value of life. That is their sympathy. So likewise, devotee feels sympathetic to all. Everyone should know that he is part and parcel of Krishna. Forgetting this consciousness, he suffers. So that's why let me give them Krishna consciousness. That's how a devotee thinks. And then he gave example of that. Just like if I see somebody that this boy is, then he explained this concept. Just like if I see somebody that this boy is the son of such gentlemen, such and such gentlemen. So how did Prabhupada explain this? Who? Okay, Sudhamanath Guru.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Okay.
So we see the characters of the gentlemen in that boy. Similarly, we also see the characters or the all the peoples are the part and parcel of the Krishna, like that.
Okay, Sudhamanath Guru.
Prabhupada said that just like when we see that when we say that somebody is such and such gentleman's son, then we see the gentleman in that son. Same way when we say that the living entities are part and parcel of Krishna, then we see Krishna also in everyone.
Haribo. So the devotee takes sympathy with every living being, that he is part and parcel of Krishna. Vancha kalpatarubhyasya. So he talked about children present over there. So some positive thing and negative thing. How did Prabhupada explain? Child example. Yes.
If child is there, if he is doing unknowingly some activities like doing pranams and instruments, clapping, it is not like not considerable. Krishna consider every action, even if his children or any old man also.
That is positive side. And negative side? Give him.
If suppose the child touches fire, then the fire won't forgive him.
Fire will?
The fire won't forgive him.
Yeah.
His finger will get
Yeah,
burned.
so that he is ignorant basically.
Yeah.
But still by touching fire, fire will act. Similarly, Krishna conscious activities also, a child may be ignorant, so to say, but still it is Krishna will take that he is doing devotional service. Yes. Haribo. So where all Krishna is present? Prabhupada quoted one verse also. Yes.
Prabhupada quoted that Rasoham Apsu Kontya, that I am the taste of water.
Okay, I will give clue from Brahma Samhita. Aman Prabhu. Here in front of you.
Andantarasth Parmanu Chayantarasth. Like
means what?
every atom is presented.
So he is there in human beings, he is there in all living beings, and he is there in atom also. Harivo. How is carpet Krishna? Yes.
Because carpet is made up of Krishna's energy, so there is no difference between Krishna and his energy, so carpet is Krishna. So actually as we are sitting on carpet, so we can also say we are sitting on Krishna.
So Rai Shambhu is asking which energy of Krishna that you are sitting upon?
Material energy.
Material energy. Okay. Haribo. many energies does Krishna have? And what are they? And verse related to that. When Vedic verse, Upanishadic verse. Everybody's hand went down with verse. Okay, you can answer the first part.
There are three energies like material, spiritual and marginal. And the human beings, all the living beings, the living soul are all the marginal. And the spiritual world is actually the spiritual energy of the Lord. And the material is what we are into this universe, everything is made up of.
Haribo. So the verse, and according to verse, how many energies are there?
Vishwa Shakti Paraprokta.
That verse was not quoted today, I think. You are okay. Behind you.
Parasya Shakti Vividheva Shuyate.
So how many?
It says Krishna has unlimited energies, but they are categorized into three.
Haribo. So because energy is not separated from Krishna, what example he gave? How energy is also kind of like, energetic. Yes.
Like a fire has illumination and the light coming out of it and the heat out of it. And all the same. Actually, it's coming out of the candle itself. So it's not different from the candle. So the same thing is how it's.
Haribo. So Krishna is everywhere. So Prabhupada quoted Bhagavad Gita verses, part of the verses. I mean, that. So what? Which verse he quoted first? How to see Krishna everywhere? Yes. This side also you should give.
Rasamapistu Kunteya.
Means?
He is a test among the water.
Test of?
Test of water.
Haribo. Why is water so valuable? Some examples also he gave. Okay, give.
Prabhuji, like the military person actually when he's in the war, like if it doesn't get the water, he will die because of that. So that is how the water is important for every living being. So.
But something more, that is true, but why it is so valuable?
Because all the living beings exist because of that. Means we need water for our living, for washing and for everything. So more valuable. So.
That is true, but something more. Aage kaho aar.
Water is valuable because of its taste. So Krishna says, I am the taste of water.
Haribo. That life-giving taste of water, I am, Krishna says. So if you have learned this philosophy, whenever you drink water, you see Krishna. And when you do not, and when do you not drink water? This is Krishna consciousness. Then next part of that verse only, little ahead. What is that? Whosoever has the mic, answer.
Prabhasme Shashi Suryo
means
like I am the light coming out of sun and moon.
Haribo. So Prabhupada said either in the night or in the daytime you have to see either sunlight or moonlight. So how can you forget Krishna? Prabhupada's emphasis is how all of us should be very, very Krishna conscious 24 hours. Then what was the conclusion of the lecture? Yes.
Hare Krishna. Actually, Prabhupada was telling that all the living entities are forgetfulness of Krishna. So so we have to preach the Krishna consciousness through the to everyone because they are in this material world they are just suffering. So.
Okay, I will read it. Either you drink water or see the sunlight or see the moonlight or you hear some sound, Shabdakhe, Paurusham Doshu. There are so many things you have to read. You have read it in the 4th chapter. How Krishna is all pervading. So one has to see Krishna in that way. Then you will get perfection of yoga. Here it is stated, a true yogi observes me in all beings and also sees every being in me. Indeed, the self-realized man sees me everywhere. So that's the end of it. Haribo.
See, what children, I don't need the charge, I just few 2 minutes. What Prabhupada was highlighting today, Hare Krishna. That is good. See, the knowledge, the vision, practice and practicality. 4 things Prabhupada is talking. In the life of a devotee, the life of a yogi. So generally Prabhupada always makes compare and contrast because it makes it easy for the hearers. You can remember the whole lecture if you categorize it like this. For example, how the knowledge of the so-called yogis is fallacious, and how the knowledge of Krishna conscious devotees is completely thorough and very deep. So, because Prabhupada presents things very logically, therefore many intelligent people became his followers. For example, he said the yogis actually think that God is there in everybody, they say like that. And Prabhupada proved it, how it's totally fallacious. What is Krishna conscious knowledge? God is, how is He present everywhere? Because in everybody, the part and parcel of God is present. And you know that a tiger is a tiger, you can't go and embrace a tiger. He said that. You know that there's a part and parcel, not that everyone is God. And everyone cannot be God. If everybody is God, then how can they be trapped in a body? Correct, no? And another thing he said, many of the people following the yoga path nowadays, they just do either yogasanas for good health, or at the most, as Prabhupada said, they do like half an hour or 40 minutes, and then they say, I am a great yogi. You don't become a great yogi simply by sitting in meditation for half an hour. It's not such an easy thing to become a true yogi. And yogi means one is able to control his senses. So devotees know about what is Godas, what is Goswami. And then he said about the 6 kinds of pushings. Yogis only try to control the mind, whereas devotees control 5 more urges also. Plus the devotee, by dint of Krishna consciousness, the knowledge and the practice, the devotee is able to completely become oblivious to the pushings of the mind and senses. Whereas the person who practices yogi for 40 minutes, after that when he goes in the day, he can easily be dragged by Maya. Correct, no? So that's another thing he said about the wrong knowledge, the idea that I am a yogi. People think like that. You don't become a yogi simply by breathing exercise or some yoga or something like that. You should be able to control your senses. That was the main point. You have to be a Goswami. Then only you are a true yogi, he said. That's another knowledge he was telling. And in this way, another thing that yogis think that our master has become so great that he has become God now. Many of the yogis make their master into God. So Prabhupada said, you can't manufacture God like that. God has to have lakshanas. Just like a chemical or a base, if you go to the laboratory, they have some symptoms. Correct, no? Similarly, if somebody says, here is God, you have to check whether he is showing symptoms. Like Krishna showed Vishwarupa Darshan. He opened his mouth and showed, isn't it? So Prabhupada easily defeated that point that you can't make any Tom, Dick and Harry into God. There has to be evidence in Shastra, and practically you should be able to prove. So in this way, one by one he is smashing all the misconceptions that modern day yogis are, spreading in India and abroad. Another thing he said, Maharshi Yogi went to America, but he was keeping the mantra secret and also charging for the mantra. Whereas you can see that in the Vaishnava path, the mantra is liberally distributed to everybody, for everyone's welfare, and there are also no charges also. And the evidence is Ramanuja. Another evidence is Jesus. They all very liberally went and reached out the message of God without any charges. So in this way he was showing about the path of the knowledge about the yoga path and the knowledge of the Vaishnavas that he showed. And then the vision. The vision is Yomam Pashyati Sarvatra Sarvam Chamai Pashyati. When Krishna says, the yogi sees me everywhere. And how to see in the right manner, Prabhupada taught. Because Krishna himself says that Jiva and God are not one. He says that I am present in all the bodies, whereas Jiva is present only in his individual body. You know whose body? Your body only. You don't know about other bodies. But Krishna is present everywhere. In all the bodies he is the super soul. He has entered into every atom. Andantarastha Pramanachi. He creates millions of universes, enters into all universes. Then he creates millions of atoms in universes and he enters every atom. Then he creates 8.4 million species and enters the heart of every species by the side of the soul. So in every body there is soul and super soul, sitting side by side, like two birds sitting in a tree. This is correct vision. Whereas yogis tend to think, whatever soul is there in everybody's body, that is only God. Is there a correct vision? Is everybody God? So he showed that their vision is fallacious. So first he taught about knowledge, then he taught about the vision, then coming to the practice. He said their practice is just sit and try to meditate, and they don't know what is the object to meditate. They have no idea. And that too they do half an hour or 40 minutes, whatever they will do. And all day they have no control of the senses, he was telling. On the other hand, the practice of a devotee, it pervades the whole day. Because devotees see everything they do right from morning to night, everything in relation to Krishna, correct, no? You taste water, you think this taste is Krishna. You walk outside, the light of the sun is touching you, this heat and light of the sun is Krishna, correct, no? Anything, you see a strong man, you see balam balavatam chaham, this strength is coming from Krishna. You see an intelligent person, this intelligence is coming from Krishna. You sit on a mat, this is also Krishna, because it's Krishna's material energy. And you see the spirit souls wandering, these are all marginal energy of Krishna. So in this way a devotee, all day, wherever you turn around, you see only what do you see everywhere? Only Krishna's energies. And that way you can be Krishna conscious all day. Whereas a yogi cannot be Krishna conscious. He thinks that now I am doing yoga and all day he is doing something else. So he was telling about the practice of a devotee. And the practice also includes chanting Hare Krishna also. Prabhupada said, controlling senses is not a joke. One has to actually chant the holy name loudly. Yogis many times sit and meditate and they'll go to sleep, they won't be able to concentrate. Even when you're chanting Hare Krishna, we doze. You can imagine. So, but when you loudly chant, immediately our ears hear it. Hare Krishna, when you say mind comes running immediately. Hey, who is calling? Like a vehicle or something goes, you hear. So, by chanting loudly, then only you can hear. Only when you hear, the mind becomes calm. When the mind is calmed, then the senses can be calmed also. Senses can be controlled. So in this way, Prabhupada talked about the practice of the devotee and practice of the yogi. Yogis are trying to meditate on the Lord and the heart. Is it very easy? On the other hand, devotees meditate on the deities in the temple, which is easy. But the Shastras say both are having equal effect. But out of the two, which is more easier? Seeing the deities in the temple. Because the same Lord you see in the temple is in your heart also. But yogis try to see him in the heart. Most often they cannot see. Because we don't have that vision. Whereas a devotee can see the Lord in the temple very easily. So these are all about the practice of the devotee. Then finally Prabhupada talked about the practicality of the method. He said even a child can dance in kirtan. Even a child can chant Hare Krishna, clap hands, and that is counted as what? Devotional service. In the path of yoga, if a child is clapping hands, can the child become a yogi? No. Whereas in Krishna consciousness, you saw these two small kids were dancing in kirtan. That is counted as devotional service. That is it is so practical. Such a practicality it is. And the mantra is very freely available. You don't have to purchase it for any money. Liberally available to everybody. And also you can practice this all day, because Krishna says how to remember him all day. How to see all his energies and remember him. He is present in all the energies. And all energies are dependent on him. By seeing like this, a devotee is 24/7 Krishna conscious. Always. And in this way, it's a very practical method. And the chanting also is a very practical method. Devotees delight in singing, dancing, worshipping the deity and engaging in services. So in this way, it's a very, very, very practical method. So the beauty of Prabhupada's presentation is, whatever people are stooped in, when he went to the Western world, many people are caught up with this type of yoga, meditation, plugging the nose and breathing exercises, all those things, at that time also. But Prabhupada would give lecture like this and systematically defeat their misconceptions on one hand, and systematically present Krishna consciousness and its benefits on the other hand. And that is why people took to chanting Hare Krishna, and that's how they became serious. So therefore, even all of us in our preaching, we have to check whether this is the style in which we present our lectures. Because you will always see Prabhupada, when he talks about demigod worship, he will say what are the results of demigod worship and what are the results of Krishna worship. Some another lecture I saw Prabhupada saying, what about the jnanis on one hand and bhaktas on the other hand? You would compare. And then he would talk about the materialist versus spiritualist. So you will see most of the lectures, you will see Prabhupada making comparison, so that at the end of the lecture he will say, I want to be a spiritualist. Because being materialist is useless, you will understand. And by making this kind of compare, contrast, evaluate, analyze, logically and reasonably present the philosophy to the people and make them not only think, make them accept the philosophy based on reason, not on any sentimental, I am a Swamiji telling you have to accept, nothing like that. It is so practical, like you are all sitting on a mat now. Therefore Prabhupada gave the example of the mat. If you are sitting on a mat, know that it is also whose energy? It is as simple as that. Similarly, everybody knows that the yogis are saying everybody is God. So can I go and embrace a tiger? Tiger is God. Tiger, don't do anything to me, you are God only, so I embrace you. So Prabhupada's presentation is so lucid, straightforward, very practical. All of us devotees, we should make an effort to learn from Srila Prabhupada how to become a preacher. Our preaching is not very effective many times because our presentation style may not be the way Prabhupada presented. Just see in one lecture how much he packaged, how much valuable philosophy, and as Sundar Shampu was telling, how precisely he brings the truth from the scriptures in a way relatable and relevant to the lives of the educated modern day people. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Srila Prabhupada ki. I also want to welcome Sundaranand Prabhu. Is he here, Sundaranand Prabhu? Where? There is Sundaranand Prabhu. Your son is here, Sadhu Vrindavan. See, this Sundaranand Prabhu lives in San Jose, America, on the west coast. He is the preacher in Stanford University. So in Stanford University, every week there is a program. When I had gone, he had brought like 40, 50, many of the western bodied people, and he preaches to both eastern and western people there. And he has been doing preaching for more than almost 6-7 years, Prabhu. 6 to 7 years or so he has been doing. And his son, you see, his name is Sadhu Vrindavan, which is the initiated name. He is one of the youngest children in ISKCON. He was only 11 years old when he got initiated. He is a disciple of His Holiness Indram Swami Maharaj. Indram Swami Maharaj. And he has a small sister, Braj Devi. Is she here? That is Braj Devi. And your good wife is here also? No. So he has come. Yeah? Oh, mother is here. Oh, that is Sundaranand Prabhu's mother. So we would like to welcome all of them to Shri Radha Vrindavan Chandra Temple. Haribo! Haribo! So whenever I go to San Jose, he is one of the lead preachers who organizes programs. Now Achyuta Mohan Prabhu is also connected to San Jose. He is called as the YP. We call YP stands for YPEA. Anybody can guess? Youth Preaching Expert Advisor. So from India we are giving one YP to each 12 parts of America. So there is one YP connected. We have like Boston, we have Raghav Prabhu is personally going there. Connecticut we have Vikram Gaurang Prabhu. And in Brooklyn we have Shadbhuj Gaurang Prabhu. In Baltimore we have Dasharat Priya Prabhu. In Dallas we have Pankaja Go Prabhu. Then in San Jose we have Achyuta Mohan Prabhu. And LA we have again Vikram Gaurang Prabhu. And in Seattle we have Karnataka Guru Prabhu. And in Boston all the YPs are preaching. They all have been given one college. Like Acharya Prabhu, Achyuta Mohan Prabhu. Everybody will have, there are 25 colleges in Boston and all are being allotted to all the YPs. So they will have one in Boston and another one in another city of America. You understand, no? Like that. So whichever area is given to them, their whole focus will be to develop it. So Achyuta Mohan Prabhu's focus is San Jose. So he's very close to Sundaranand Prabhu and other people there. So in this way, also there are some more places we have, we will be fixing very soon. Columbus, Sundar Chaitanya Prabhu, and Pittsburgh, Vraja Krishna Prabhu also. And some more other preachers will be eventually fixed. There are more places we are fixing. So I go twice a year. Similarly, all these YPs also will be going once or twice a year for about a month or two. And they will put, half the time they will go to their main place, which is the area allotted to them. Other part of the time they will go to other places and inspire the devotees also. And Boston, attention to Boston, attention to their own place, and then traveling other places. So they are all doing like that. So we are very thankful to Sundaranand Prabhu because we need some congregation devotees like him who are very inspired to preach in universities. So San Jose, we have got 3-4 university programs we have. So Stanford is one of the most famous, internationally acclaimed universities. So he is preaching there, and even professors, students, they come in big number there. The hall becomes full there. So very nice preaching. And similarly, each place is being developed very fastly. Dallas is growing very, very fast also. So in Boston, Brooklyn, Dallas and San Jose are the 4 places where like voice centers have started. There we call the voice as BYS, we call it, Bhaktivedanta Youth Services, because we want to have the name Bhaktivedanta. People already know Bhaktivedanta there, who went in 1965. So we want to make Bhaktivedanta again very famous there. So Bhaktivedanta Swami. So therefore we are using the name BYS, Bhaktivedanta Youth Services there. So in the future you are going to see, like this camp is going on in Pune. Similarly in San Jose is one very famous spot in America, Bay Area. In the whole America comes there for job because it's like Bangalore or Hyderabad for IT. In fact, that is real California. They call India, Bangalore, what they call it? Silicon Valley, but the name comes from there. That is original and this is expansion, Bangalore. So Sundaranand Prabhu is here. Like that there is one Achyuta Chaitanya Prabhu, he had come also to India. So these are all preachers. When I went to America, I hardly had any brahmacharis except one famous brahmachari, Devavrat Prabhu. He will be giving lecture, he was in LA. Otherwise in other places I didn't get much support in youth preaching. So I started with Grihasthas in America. Many are Grihasthas, husband, wife. They are helping in preaching. Baltimore alone we have 14. 14 people are there like that. In Boston also. Boston, all these places. So similarly in San Jose, Grihasthas are super enthusiastic. And there is practically no brahmachari ashram. It has just started there. Who is the first brahmachari? Kautukarana Prabhu, right? Kautukarana Prabhu is the first one. Only one has joined there, and then eventually we want to have a big brahmachari ashram there also. So one of the reasons why we are focusing on Indian preaching there is to see that when Indians flood the temples, they will create a beautiful spiritual ambience. And in that ambience, we can charm and attract many Westerners to come. Because when Westerners come to temple, there should be someone to care for them, attend to them, give them prasad, talk to them. So we want Indians. So any of you are going to US, please kindly tell me which place you are going to. I'll connect you to the respective devotees. Or you can even tell your mentor or counselor, they'll connect you. So don't go to US to beg dollars. Go to US to give Krishna consciousness. So let us welcome Sundaranand Prabhu. Haribol!
Hare Krishna. So devotees can go for prasadam, and then 11 o'clock we'll start our sessions. Hare Krishna.